that's the t-shirt which I wore last night. And hello, you may well have seen my fire pit campervan conversation series, which I've not actually got a fire pit. Well, I have, but I haven't used it yet. The one which I've got is just one of these open metal ones which the wind can get to and embers can go everywhere, and people just don't like them. Some places don't like fire pits. Well, I've been recommended from Mark, Sue, another Mark, Sam, Kelly, the list goes on and on, to buy a solo stove. So here it is, the Solo Stove Ranger 2. This ticks so many boxes for me, and I'm going to go on to a lot of the benefits which it has as we go on with this video, and also test it out. But how frustrating is it when you've got a barbecue or a fire pit and everything stinks of smoke? Well, that's one of the big benefits that a lot of people are telling me. You just don't have that. Your clothes don't stink of smoke, which is just great. And another big benefit, as far as I'm concerned, is the fact that it's actually portable. Now, obviously, I'm going to be taking this to places, do my videos on my campervan conversations. So being able to take it with me is going to be a real benefit to me. So anyway, what's in the box? Let's take a look. Before you burn, flip the ring, start small, and quality over quantity. So I've got the instructions, and to be honest with you, I am going to need them because I haven't used this. Got some starter packs to enable me to actually start a fire, which should be very handy. Comes with the carry bag, again, something really, really useful for me because, as I said, I am going to be taking it places, so to be able to carry it in a bag is really good. So I shall test that out and see what that's like. So the stove itself, it's pretty light, to be honest with you. 6.8 kilograms it weighs in total, which is, for a fire pit, rather light. So what else have we got in here? Well, flip the flame ring. As it said on the instructions, we need to make sure we flip that. And that's what it means by that. But first of all, what else have we got in here? So this is something else which I wanted with the stove, and that's the actual stand, because this sits underneath the fire pit itself. And what people are telling me is that, yes, this is useful because this obviously dissipates that heat further before it gets to the ground. So if you're cooking on grass, it's not going to get down to the grass. But what people actually tell me is it's really good anyway. The way the stove operates, it means that the heat doesn't go down to the ground as much anyway. But safety first, as far as I'm concerned. I don't want any burnt ground or grass, so I've got the stand. So this is the, don't know what the official name for it is, should have read up on that, but this is what you put your firewood on and your lighting equipment, etc. And this is, again, a benefit which Mark actually mentioned in the video which I had about the dodgy campervan conversations, when he said that this was his product of the week. And this is this, and this is the ash collector. So once you've had your fire and you need to empty the ash out, it just all sits in this, because this goes inside the stove here. This sits on top. And once your fire is burning and all the ash is at the bottom, it goes through the holes in here, collects it in the bottom, and then you can just easily remove that and empty the ash. Brilliant, much easier to clean than a lot of other ones which are around. So I shall look forward to cleaning my fire pit out. Well, if it's a lot easier, then you're not going to dread it, are you? And it's probably going to be something which you'll actually do, rather than if it's a tedious task and it's not very nice, you're not going to do it. So anyway, let's carry on. So I want to put the stand underneath. So Solo stove stand, pop that there and pop the stove on top. Perfect. So then we've got the ring. I think that's what he said. Yep. Flip your flame ring. So this is the flame ring. So that's how it came. So it wants us to flip it and put it on top like that. So now what we need some wood and we need some starters. So we've got the starters. To place 1 or 2 starters around the logs and light. How difficult can that be? So let's make sure it works. 1 or 2. Do you open these? Ignite me. Ah, so you actually ignite that. So great. Right, so we'll put that in there. So we need some wood. So now we've got a nice fire going of just a small kindling wood. I think it's time to put something a little bit bigger on. But that, at the moment, looks great. Let's put some bigger logs on. The first thing which I'm realising here, that it is right, there is no smoke. I'm not actually getting that smoke drifting over to me, which you normally get. And secondly, how easy was that to light? And that is due to the design of it. Now, it is designed to operate and actually have the best fire it possibly can. A lot of development has actually gone into actually creating this fire, and it shows. It's made of 304 stainless steel, so it's light and it's durable. It looks really, really good, and it's all about the airflow. The airflow is carried out by the construction which it's made in. But look at that flame, and that is something to do what they call second burn. The way that the way it's actually engineered, it creates a way of making that flame the way it is. It is good. It's a bit odd really, because it looks exactly like it looks in the pictures, which you don't normally get, do you? You know, when you go into a restaurant, the picture which you see of the food you're going to get doesn't always reflect what you're going to get. But that is exactly as it looks on the pictures. I'm actually quite amazed by it. I genuinely am, and I could sit here all night just watching that, because it's hot. I'm probably a bit too close to it. So I'm gonna sit back a bit so I don't get burnt, because obviously I don't want to do that. Anyway, let time go by a little bit now, and let's see how this flame carries on. I'm not going to put any more wood on it, and we'll come back to it later to see how easy it is to actually clean it up afterwards. So the morning after, in typical British weather, it has rained. It was not forecast to rain. But a couple of things before I actually get on and start cleaning it out. Now, I actually went to touch the bottom of it, the base, last night, whilst the fire was actually burning. And it was actually really, really cool. And I thought, cool as in cold, not as in like awesome. And I even touched around the bottom here. And even that was cool. So when people say the stove keeps really cool, then they are absolutely 100% correct. As I said yesterday, one of the big benefits is the fact that it is smokeless. Now, that's the t-shirt which I wore last night, and I know unfortunately we've not got sniffing technology, so you can't actually smell this, but you would never, ever, ever guess that I'd actually been sat this close, which is 2 foot away from a bonfire, whilst it's actually burning last night. It really does do as it says it is. And the reason it does that is because of what they call the secondary burn. And this is to do with the air vents which you've got in here, the 360-degree airflow technology, where cold air is sucked in from the bottom, comes up through the side, and then out of the top, as well as going in the bottom to obviously fuel the fire as well. And what that does, it preheats the oxygen on the way up, and then it gives a secondary burn. I don't really know how it works. It's pretty magic, but it does work. And the flame, like I said when I was looking at it last night, it's really good. You know, it looks phenomenal. What you see in the pictures and the videos of people having these stoves, that is genuinely what it looks like in real life. It's brilliant. I absolutely love it. So this is the Ranger, and the Ranger sits in the middle of the range from Solo. You've got the Mesa, which is the smaller tabletop one, which I know a few people have, and then you've also got the Bonfire, which is the larger one. But all three of them are actually portable units, really good to be carrying around, which, as I've said, was one of the big benefits for me. I want to be able to take it out and about, take it down to places I go to, do videos and things like that. And coming on to other things I'm going to be doing on it, and that's accessories which you can get from it. Now, as with most fires, the heat obviously goes up. That's just the way things work. But one of the accessories which you can get for this is what's called a heat deflector. Now, the heat deflector comes on here and it actually spreads the heat out. So as people are sitting around the fire, they're actually getting that heat towards them, as opposed to just getting a bit and the rest of it going up in the air. And something else which I 100% will be getting is the cast iron grill top. And I've got some big plans for that. That is going to be really good for me. You can get lots of different accessories. There's lots of different bundles. You can get a cover for it. I mean, I've obviously got the bag, which I'll be putting it in afterwards. You can get the cover for it, which protects against rain and snow and all sorts of other things. There's lots of things you can do for them. Now, I did reach out to Solo and actually ask them for this stove, and that was because I wanted to have a proper stove for my fire pit videos. So I'm not being paid to make this video, nor am I actually going to be paid if you do actually buy one, but I do have a discount code. If you use the code Staycation10, then you'll actually get a 10% discount. And as I've said, I am not going to be getting a penny from any of those links which you use to actually buy it. It's just a discount code for you. Now, actually cleaning it is really easy. First of all, you take off the ring, which, you know, you will have to be careful because you will get a thing on you. But as you can see inside here, you've got the remains of the charcoal. So first of all, and bearing in mind, this did get wet because I didn't manage to get the cover on it. I didn't realise it was raining. But you can lift this out, and then you've obviously got the remains of the unburnt charcoal on there. So I can pop that in the bin, give that a shake, put that to one side, and then I've got where the ash has gone. And under normal circumstances, when it's not covered in rain, that'd obviously just be dry ash. And you can see around the outside that you do have some other bits. So I'm going to give this a proper clean now. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't. You'd just leave it, put the cover on it, and kind of off you go. But I want to take good care of it. So now as it's got wet, I'm going to give it a wash, a clean, not a wash, but give it a dry out, a wipe down. So if you haven't seen the videos where I'm talking about my fire pit campervan conversations, which I needed this stove for, then you can have a look at those videos here. Thanks for watching, take care, I hope to see you soon.